They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It was pretty unusual, to say the least, I think, that a bunch of guys in Pittsburgh could make movies, period, make movies.
The first night I met George Romero, I was in a live performance at the Pittsburgh Playhouse. He showed up in a cape. Wow, this is a pretty grand entrance.
He's a genius of sorts. You didn't question whether George was good or not. He was it.
George was always ahead of his time. I mean, this Pioneer Award, he was a pioneer. He changed the whole horror genre.
I came to Pittsburgh for the first time to go to Carnegie Mellon University. I met some folks that were sort of like-minded, loved movies, and wanted to learn how to make them.
We made half a dozen little movies together. George seemed to be a step ahead of everybody. Next thing you know, we're wanting to do more, and so we got this little storefront, $65 a month on Carson Street.
Micro-size and sent on a dangerous mission deep.
And that was the beginning of a latent image.
We got one big commercial job for Calgon, and that job required us to shoot in 35 millimeter. And that camera enabled us to shoot Night of the Living Dead.
We all put the same kind of effort that we put into our TV commercial work into our first real film, and it worked out pretty well. We had no idea of what Night of the Living Dead would become.
A magazine called Cahiers du Cinéma wrote this big article about it. Then the Museum of Modern Art invited it into its permanent collection, and all of a sudden, this bunch of guys in Pittsburgh had discovered that we had made a classic.
I've traveled a lot with this film, and I've met George at a lot of these conventions, and watching the lines and lines of people just, and always saying how much they love him and how kind he was, and he took the time.
He's not a yeller and a screamer type of director. You know, he's a very kind, gentle man, but to the point. He has an opinion.
George taught me how to have fun. He taught me how to play. That was his philosophy, and for him, making movies was fun.
George Romero, you've come a far way.
I am proud to know you. I am proud to call you a friend. And I'm proud of what we have managed to accomplish together.
It's a great night for George. It's a great night for Pittsburgh. It's a great night for the Pittsburgh film family.
George, Bo. Damn, man. Thanks.
Congratulations. I'm so glad you came back here to receive this award. We love you. I love you. My dad loved you. Come back to Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Carl and Steeltown and all the people that are responsible for this. And a lot of names have been mentioned here tonight, and I don't want to re-mention them. Russ, Jack, Tom, the whole family, Lori. I have to say that we couldn't have done it ourselves. We needed support. And I don't know, Russ, if you would agree, but we got a lot of naysayers, but we also got a lot of support in those early days from people, some of whose names have not been mentioned, Bill Cardell and Al Rogal, people that were just willing to, we'd say we want to make movies, and instead of saying, yeah, what are you kidding me? They were supportive and gave us a hand along the way. And really that's what gave us the encouragement to keep going and you know, try to do what we could. And it's been a wonderful time. I've had a wonderful career, and thankfully we're all still, many of us are still together. And Tom, we're at Douglas now doing this film school, and you know, hopefully we'll be around for a little longer. And I'm just so grateful for this honor, and thank you. That's the best thing I could say is thank you.